to blog is to solve. Maybe so or maybe not, who knows? But before I get into this fine piece is to say, like, subscribe in the Discovery channel. Yes, the Discovery channel, the link is provided below. Get that Discovery Go app as well. That ID Go, get that as well. Yes. But yet, yes, that's a no-go pertaining to what I was just speaking on, pertaining to bragging on social media and why you need to do it. As it counts as in to be fair in life is to do what I just said. Bragging about your own position as in what you do and why, pertaining to the reason and all the rest, right? That in fact has to be there. The bragging aspect, that's not gonna work. It's completely not gonna work to sit anywhere on anybody's social media, anything, campaign or whatever, and not brag about yourself and your skills. Who don't know that sort of thing? That's not going to work. This is a chill session. And yet every time I hop on this camera, I'm constantly screaming because I gotta be able to hear. Remember, to work in advertising, mass media is that as well. Putting your skills to work is to say to work in anybody's mass media is to in fact scream as well. And even selling yourself in that. Being part of some organization that in fact sells and all that. If you notice, every TV commercial, in fact, yes, it does. It in fact screams. TV commercials. Which is why they're there from the beginning as well. My bracelet stands right there. To know the reason why TV commercials scream the way they do is they want you to, in fact, know that they're there marketing and advertising something to get you to buy, right? And while they're doing it, they're bragging in your face to get you to buy, right? Some people might, in fact, view that in a negative. See, all the losers, in fact, view negative. They in fact, view bragging in a negative because they just can't do it. People that sit and say, well, why do you brag so much? Or why does such and such brag so much? They only feel that way because they just can't do it. Right? Because, no, I'm saying, there's a reason why I'm saying this. There's scientific logic that if you don't get up and finally brag on yourself, it's to know at any time of day, whatever job or corporation you're a part of a team of, as in working for, it's to know they might in fact one day get rid of you. As in to close and shut the doors and all the rest pertaining to even that. Then what are you going to do? Because to be however old, getting forced as in pushed out of a corporation is to know you're going to have to start all over in life. But then what do you finally do if you never actually learn how to brag? Because bragging once again represents not only yourself, but showing other people you in fact know how to sell something. Every major corporation bragged to sell their products. Didn't I just state that in the beginning? Not everybody knows that. And yet a loser mindset would in fact want to prevent you from even that. As in the calling you out because you brag too much. And yet the most braggarts individuals are the ones that can work for a top of the line corporation pertaining to mass media, because to reach out to the masses is to be able to sit there and brag. That's in fact a fact. It's laughable and yet it's not, because it poses a target audience as into who you're talking to as they're listening. Talking straightforward and talking and all this other stuff, even when you ain't even on the camera. You're just helping to project products upon consumers and getting them to be able to watch, as in, yes, swaying the public. Some might say persuasion and even that. But hell, to get somebody to look is to do it right. And be honest, precise with even that. As in when you're selling something, that's not going to work. That's completely not gonna work. That's a failure mindset. People that don't want to take the time to brag, because trust and believe, if a day come where your job one day contacts you and say, I'm sorry, ma'am, or whoever he, she, or whatever you choose to be and focus on, I'm sorry, ma'am, but we gotta let you go, along with all the other whoever employees that's on the set or whatever, we gotta let you go. What are you gonna do then? You got to, in fact, because see, a lot of these corporations outside of Discovery, whoever else, Hollywood or whatever, period, outside of Hollywood, the fields, and you got all type of numerous fields out here outside of Hollywood where you might, in fact, be forced to go to work. Yes, but as we already seen, the jobs are being filled up, as in there's a lot of jobs to not be had. And yet to know and understand, especially with the younger generation and the generation up under my generation, such as even Jolie's generation on the come up. To know that jobs is not there. They said by 2030, didn't I say this? By the year 2030, the majority of Americans, yes, in America, will more than likely be freelancers, which is in fact what I'm doing today. Will more than likely be freelancers, but more than anything, you will be forced by America itself, the system itself, and all the rest. America is going to in fact force you. Whoever is running this company, not company, the country itself, whoever is in fact running the country itself. Why did I say company? That's not right. Whoever is running the country itself is going to in fact impose you and force you, yes, by the year 2030 to actually get up and market and sell yourself, as well as run and start your own business. And you will be in fact under the title as freelancer. Who don't know that? Y'all better get prepared for that and stop sitting around and paying too much attention to these celebrities. I've been saying this for years. Stuff I've been saying over the years, people haven't paid attention to, and now whatever is here, and yet people don't know how to deal with. What even I was talking about a few years back. They don't know how to deal with it. As in, they don't know how to sell themselves. Yes, I can be an angry, bitter nature individual myself, but even I can sell, and even that. As in picking the right products and choosing it to sell. There's a branding even underneath my angry bitterness, as in when I can drive people away and even drive them back, right? It's all in how you deal with the branding aspect. Even to put a gun there. A gun? Somebody might in fact say, well, why you got a gun sitting there? Is that your gun? Why is that sitting there? And you're with Discovery or whatever. You got to look that up as well. TV shows and all the rest pertaining to what Discovery has been known to sell. And guns have in fact been there. You got to use your brain, and even that. As in knowing what to sell and all the rest. Because it ain't always no gentle, soft-spoken characters even playing on TV shows on Discovery is what I'm trying to say. But the difference is with me being a female, it's a note. A lot of times I'm considered to be male by individual. Because I used to wear my hair short. Yes, and people couldn't understand whether I was a male or female. Who knows, right? But pertaining to that, so no, I once again don't fit in with the average female. So just to be myself and be all aggressive in the mouth or nature is to just be that. Selling Discovery products, yes. With the gun set on top, right? I fit in with that, but not completely. The brand and all that other stuff pertaining to Discovery, I just know what to do behind the scenes is what I'm trying to say. But pertaining to even selling, I keep going there because for some unknown reason, the more and more I pay attention, I'm noticing this ain't no negative call out. This is in fact a fact. Because see, I pay attention. I have to do anything for some mass media company of anything. It's a no, you gotta in fact pay attention, as in the look and listen, as in what's around you, surrounding you, as in people's behaviors in the form of psychology and all the rest, where black individuals, black people in the black community, a lot of times they'll sit and brag about other people, more famous people, than they will sit and brag about themselves. That ain't gonna work for too long. Remember, you're a grown man or woman, so you might in fact need to get up on your own too. As in sit highly on your high horse and brag about yourself at some time of the day. Because once again, if you get forced out of your job, it's to say, what are you going to be left there with? Possibly nothing, possibly a foreclosure, but more than anything, forced to brag. To show your bits and pieces of what you can and can't sell in the process. There's even failure sometimes in that, as in when you're trying to sell something and then whatever doesn't work. Yes, and even you're starting your own business, and yet that has to be done as well, as in how you use your free time. Many black individuals in the black community don't use their free time, and then they get mad at somebody. They get mad at somebody like me. They figure, well, whose side are you on? I'm on my side. Well, are you on the white man's side, or are you on our side, the blacks? Once again, I'm on my side. That's where I stand at. I stand as an individual person. Because individuality is so sexy to me, let me tell you. I don't stand on anybody's side. Didn't I say that when it pertained to Donald Trump or Obama? When people ask, well, whose side do you stand on? I stand on my side. Because at any time, either becoming friends with an Obama or a Donald Trump is to know any one of those individuals could leave me. Hell, even Discovery could leave me. So I stand on my side. That's why I'm an individual. As in, that's why a whole bunch of people ain't even around me. Trust and believe, if a whole swarm of people was surrounding me, I possibly wouldn't even be on this camera, because they will be using up too much of my time with loser activity, which is why they ain't around me. But that ain't gonna work. Black folks sitting that, and I said that people get mad that's why they ask me, well, whose side do I stand out? Because look, when I look around to see, remember I just said that I pay attention to things, as in who's bragging and who's not, and what are they bragging about. Because I know that there's product and advertising, and even that. You got to have a mindset like me to serve any Discovery or anything else. Even the Oprah Winfrey, whatever. And Scandal and all, whatever, right? So when I see that white people sit around, okay, people might want to say, oh, well, the reason why white people are more successful is, they had it better than us. Well, I can understand that excuse a little bit, but not more further than that. As in, get off your ass and at least try. There ain't no dumb struck in that. I'm just saying the lame ass excuses people want to sit up here and be giving me after some of the most struggles that I have endured myself, pertaining to various things, in which I have yet to even speak on this camera. Some of the stuff that I have had to endure while lazy bums sit up here talking about, well, the white man is why I'm kept down. No, you're sorry lame ass is why you're kept down. That's in fact the truth. Because if you're sorry and you're lame ass from the beginning, and yet you ain't trying to find no way to sell yourself as to say you're going to continue to be a failure, that don't make no sense. When I'm sitting on social media, across all social medias, and I see people just sitting bragging about, oh, well, such and such famous rapper and such as they're famous already. That ain't gonna work. I mean, does that build you up is what I'm trying to say. That ain't gonna never work. You sitting up here holding conversation about such and such famous rapper Kanye West or whatever, and you ain't got no ties to no industry whatsoever. What type of senseless activity does that serve? I'm saying some of the mindsets many black people do. You do that type of activity when you 16, 17, 18, 19 years old. And yet once you get hitting the age about 24, 25 is to say it's now time to grow up out of that. 24, 25 years old should be the age precisely to be growing up out of all of that, as in you sitting up here posting about whatever famous celebrity, Kim Kardashian, Kanye West. If you ain't getting no type of kickback or anything out of that shows a failure loser mindset. That ain't gonna work. Because see, what that shows is you in fact selling those people over and over, and yet you ain't making no come up on your end. There's no come up in that. So when I see black folks, I see them doing that, showing off Kanye West, and yet they ain't built it's not building them. That can never really build you unless you're an advertising agency yourself, unless you're a black established National Enquirer or something like that. If you black and you running some type of National Enquirer or ET Entertainment Tonight or something like that, but it's black and established on your end, as in something you set up or something from the ground up, building from the ground up, or something like People Magazine or something like Time Magazine that you yourself have built from the ground up. I'm saying, and you trying to talk about celebrities, that's a no-go. Because see, what people would do is they will tune in to whatever you talking about. I'm saying while you're sitting texting or whatever, posting people pictures, because a lot of people do that in video form more so than video form. Many people scared to get on the camera, so they do that on Facebook, Instagram, and all that other stuff, right? Twitter too, posting on these celebrities and yet not making no money. But on top of that, it ain't helping to build them. It don't help to structure them. It don't even guide them on the way to how to build up something in case they need to build something for a business purpose to make money off of, as in their own business. That is not going to work. It just never has, and it never does. You need something that is going to build you. Because see, people that's sitting up here watching you post about Kim Kardashian or watching you post about Kanye, people that's doing that, they're looking not at you. They might in fact see you, but if you ain't posting yourself like that, as in you sitting on Facebook doing that, sitting on Instagram doing that, or sitting on Twitter doing that, if you just posting straightforward Kim Kardashian, Kanye West, Jay-Z, Beyonce, whoever, and people don't see you all like that, more than likely people are going to bypass looking at you, because remember, you're nowhere there. You're nowhere to be seen, as you're nowhere to be found. All they see is those celebrities, and that's all they're going to continue to see. They don't see your face nowhere else in that. So they ain't going to see you, nor are they ever going to see you even in fame, as in the coverage. So why waste the time to do that? That's just a waste in itself. That's why I don't do that type of thing, and that's why I don't get into that type of thing pertaining to even that. Unless it's going to build me in something, or unless I got a connection with somebody that's famous or something pertaining to that, as in to help them drive some sales or something. I'm not going to be sitting on anybody's social media showing off somebody else famous and their face, and yet my face ain't nowhere to be seen with it, and I'm bragging. Black folks like to do that all day. And yet why? And yet when you look at them, it shows that they have nothing. They have nothing, even in appearance, or even appearances or whatever, right? Why do that to yourself? Because that in itself is going to, in fact, mislead you, as in you going in a whole different direction in the way that you should be going. You should, in fact, be going forward and motion your drive pertaining to your life and all the rest, right? And yet to not do that sort of thing is to ask, why are you showing those people off? That's not gonna work. And then, yeah, so black people do that all day, right? And then they get mad at a person like me, feel, well, you're on the white man's side. And yet when I pay attention to white people, there they sit bragging about all the accomplishments. Not all of them. I know white males are more comfortable bragging on their end about what they done did, what business they done started, whatever else they done started. And yet you do have black people that have, in fact, established businesses, and some of them businesses are well known and all the rest. And yet they still are the type of individuals that keep quiet. I don't really like quiet stuff. I like it for it to be loud and bold and amplified, so it can be seen as well as heard. That's the point. Yet many black folks, they don't want to do that. They rather just sit dry in that. I like things bold and print, as well as in digital form, whether it's in video, whatever, right? Because it shows that it's there. If you ain't gonna do that, then my thing is, what the point is? People that, oh, I want to be famous, or I want to be signed to a record company, and yet you don't even blog. I blog. People get mad about that. Why? Well, why are you sitting up here? Oh, I forgot, but I meant to mention that in the beginning of this video, the opening. I'm one of the most selfish people I know, as in I'm highly self-absorbed. Highly self-absorbed individuals that focus on themselves more so than all the rest of this dumbed down material stuff. Those, in fact, be the most successful individuals. Successful because the focus is right, as in where they're going with their footing and all the rest. As in helping to work on not only their own tactics, but where they can help and serve major corporations and consumers and all the rest. And even if it comes to them needing to start their own business or whatever else, they can do that sort of thing, right? Not many black individuals is into that. They want to tell you, stop bragging. Why are you constantly bragging? Why do you feel you need to brag? Because bragging sells you. Ask any corporation. I already said that in the opening. That ain't gonna work. That shows low self-esteem. I don't want to sit nowhere close to nobody that can't brag. That ain't gonna work. Because if America got shut down tomorrow in any type of way, that shows I'm gonna have to, in fact, get up off my ass and start bragging all up and down the block about what I can do, just so somebody can buy some products from me, just so that I can survive. That's common sense. People that don't use their common sense, they don't even know. It helps to not get too comfortable is what I'm trying to say. Because at any time somebody can up and leave you. I have a mindset like how New Yorkers, people that live and breathe and have grown up in New York, I have a mindset like those individuals, as in showing off what I can do, showing off this, showing off that, because at any time I don't know what I might in fact lose. But just as a backup is to show and express, this is what in fact I can do just in case I lose something. I got that there as a backup, as in something to go off of, to keep whatever up, to keep going and pushing forward in that. To not have multiple backups is to say you might in fact become a loser in that. You shouldn't want to. That ain't gonna work. white folks over there, when they get to bragging about whatever, see, women, a lot of times white women, they don't really get too comfortable in that. I'm sure because many of them find husbands and possibly lay up off his hard-earned money or something and shop all day. Not saying that all white women is like that, but many of them are, where they go marry some man. Not saying they using him for money or anything. That's not it. They lay up, have his child, or have 2 or 3 babies by him, and they can do whatever. They can just chill all day and not do nothing, and he'll just do everything the husband will for his white wife or whatnot, right? And so with black folks, it ain't that easy. They got to come up with something creative. I'm saying they should. Not many of them do, which is why they so far behind in life. Many black folks, they don't want to take the chance. And many of them have told me, well, why I don't want to be bragging because I don't want people to think that I'm better than them. Well, you should, in fact, want that as well. Because as any time you sitting up here worried about who might not like you while you bragging, it's to say any one of them can, in fact, as soon as you turn your back, they come up and backstab you. Because black folks have been known to do that as well to each other. Stand and backstab each other. So that's why I'm highly self-absorbed. Because to know that anybody can leave and walk away is to say I might as well just brag from the first second we met, possibly to the minute in closing that once you leave out my life. I just have to do it. That's me. Because you might not always be my friend. An opportunity could come much more bigger than me standing here, and I might in fact have to be forced to take it, and yet you being my friend, you might not like it, that the opportunity has came for me. And so to get rid of the friendship is to go, and even that, I'm saying me being gone or you be gone or something, that ain't gonna work, because it's all about survival. All this is all about survival. Business, corporation, starting your own business. And that's what I look at when somebody asks me in friendship, they was like, you seem like you put all your business before friends. I in fact do. Because ain't no friendship gonna take care of me when I say, oh, by the way, they cut all the lights off, they cut all this, they cut all that off, or whatever pertaining to whatever I need. Ain't no friendship gonna come up and be nothing for me the way I am for me. So I might in fact have to let you go, and even that, and get back to bragging the way I need to. Ain't no friend gonna take care of you the way that you need to be taken care of. As in be shook, and even that, as in what I just stated. Recognize that as in the game. The truth. When people tell me, oh, well, at any time, such and such might do whatever you need. They might, but more than likely they ain't. Because when you listen to them, they say how much they ain't gonna do this and this and that. And not only that, on top of the game, they also show. I pay attention to how people talk as well as their actions, as in how they treat others. So if I'm listening and they say that, oh, such and such, I ain't doing this for this, and I ain't gonna do that for that person, that's to say they more than likely will leave me for dead as well. So I don't have time for that. I gotta, in fact, improve on my game, as in brag all day, as in me selling or trying to sell something to keep my flow going with that. Ain't no trying to be, well, let me just see what a friend is going to do. You can sit and wait all you want. It's to know they ain't going to show up. Most of them don't. I'm saying. Because many of them don't even care about the progression of their own life. Going forward, moving forward, trying to be a bigger, better, brighter person for some reason or intention or purpose to begin with. That ain't going to work. But yeah, when it comes to white males, I know a lot of white females, a lot of times they don't like to sit and brag, and yet they should. Because that's hopelessness as well. As soon as one of these husband, wives, or whatever get to cheating on one another, she's just going to be left with them children. She might get some child support, she might not, depending on his mindset. Because some of these men have, in fact, left these women and left them with children and left them to die with no child support up underneath it, right? So you might in fact want to brag, dear white women as well. I'm just going to speak across the whole globe as in a demographic on top of that. Black folks don't want to brag. You should, because while you sitting up there with all them lazy, sorry ass niggas, it's to say one day they might in fact try to get over on you. And then what you going to do? That ain't going to work. You need to get up and do something and brag with that. Women, white women with that, y'all need to do whatever with that. And then of course with black females, they really don't like that. You don't like that? To have too many hood babies by too many hood niggas is to know he's gonna leave anyway. So you might in fact want to incorporate that with your strategy as well, as in what you need to do. Stop laying around with many random hood niggas and you wouldn't be stuck with even that. As in a telling nature of my own what needs to be stated. With that, you need to in fact brag with that, because once he leave, what you got? Possibly nothing, just some babies. That represents a percentage of him and a percentage of you. That ain't gonna work. You might in fact come upon something where you're gonna be forced to even establish your own business in the works as well. Helps to have the right mindset. It does. But yeah, white males, a lot of times when it comes to it, that's why I'm highly misunderstood when people ask, well, whose side do you lean on? Because you almost talk like a white man. That ain't me trying to do that. No, it's not. Intellect can never have a color, as in a race. Intellect just is, right? So when they say, and there have been times when I have been online, yes, under screen name, face showing and everything, and somebody have thought many a times, multiple times, that I was some white man, yes, up underneath that talking or playing a prank on somebody pertaining to who I was, a brown skinned figure. Because see, a lot of times white males, not when I call people losers, but sometimes they do. Gary V is one of those individuals who in fact call losers, right? And tell you not to be with losers. But you in fact do have white males that not only brag about themselves, but they brag about their kids' accomplishments and all the rest. As in they pass it on through the genes to say, you know what, no, not racism. They in fact pass on, you know what, when you accomplish this, it needs to in fact be stated. You don't need to be sitting on no humbleness with that. The bragging, I'm saying, because even Apple, the corporation might in fact want to hire you. And you in fact need to go over there and try to get at Apple or wherever. Walmart might want to hire you. Whoever might want to hire you. From the littlest business all the way to the top end corporation might in fact want to hire you if you have the appropriate bragging skills. Nobody ain't going to want to hire no loser. You got to face that. If you're a loser, you got to face that. Because I've been known to be a loser in my life at times where I had to face that. There ain't no excuses. It just I can't fall in line with that. Oh well, an excuse. Well, the reason why such and such. No, they in fact need to face that they're a loser. Because if I had to face that, yes, with all that, and even face what I had to go through with the struggles, is to say you got to face that too. And if you want to be around me, you got to face that as well too. Or when you can be a loser, you got to face that. Because all these excuses. When I was online the other day, and somebody was saying, well, the reason why the guy had made the video and was talking about winners and losers, and they all on there in the comment section talking about, well, if we can stop calling people losers, then maybe so many of us will do better. That's got to be a joke. Because even life itself, the transition of life itself will show you at times where you could in fact be a loser. As in when you need to step your game up. People got to stop being so soft in life. With the soft talk as well. Don't nobody need to change. No, stop calling me a loser. Don't nobody need to change that. That does not need to be changed. Because to recognize something is in fact own up in responsibility with that. As in you changing yourself. If nobody could tell you that you a dumb fuck and you need to get it together, is to say you're going to always stay that way. You're just going to always be down and stay down. And so people need to in fact call you out on even that. As in where you're losing in life. So you want better, but you don't want to play the part in being better? Then you are in fact a loser, and you will continue to be that until you play your part. That's game. That's game. That's what that is. Because see, what life will do is just slap you all upside the head and say, here goes something else, loser. And see, a loser will completely clonk out in the game. Because life is a game. Didn't I say that? Hell, working for any corporation is in fact a game. Doing anything for anybody, mass media or whatever else pertaining to anything. Even serving whatever pertaining to missing children is in fact a game. Your mind, keeping your mind operated and right and keep going even when you feel hardship and all the rest. That's life itself, the game. As in getting up, doing what you know that you need to do even when you don't feel like doing it. Hell, some of these missing children, I get to crying and all this other stuff. Oh my gosh. But I still know that I got to do it. Even when it comes to discovering, I still know I got to do that sort of thing. appointments and all the other stuff that I gotta attend to, I know that has to be done as well. And yet a loser will sit there and be like, well, make every excuse in the world and all down and block about why they can't do something, which is why they ain't getting nowhere in life, because it want all type of shiny things and yet can't face what you need to face, as in what you in fact need to do in order to get those things. And number one being bragging about what you can do in place of saying what you can't do, is to say you might not never ever get there. So many people haven't. Saying, well, I want to do this in Hollywood, and yet they ain't gonna never set foot on no Hollywood or no other type of whatever. People call Hollywood the plantation or whatever. They haters as well, because they ain't gonna never be whatever tied to none of that, right? It's to say with that, you ain't gonna never make it. Like, how you gonna ever run and operate a business? I'm trying to understand that. Because to not play the game and do it right is to say you might in fact end up at Skid Row. Skid Row. People that can't hang with life itself. And going with the seasons and knowing what needs to be done, why and where. Even pertaining to any one of these major corporations. And possibly after, once opportunity is gone or whatever. And then sadness be rushing in and people be getting all hopeless. No, you gotta in fact get up. Now it's in fact time to start a business. And I said even this, you in fact want to start the business while you're already your feet planted with the corporation. That ain't gonna work to be with a corporation and then wait until after you done left that corporation or got pushed out the corporation to start a business. That's a loser mindset. That when I say loser, I say it for what it is. Because once again, this is all a game. So to have a game is to have winners on one side and losers on the other side. Where you going to fit? Tell me where you're fitting at. If you fit at all. I myself don't fit at all, but one thing I refuse to be is a loser in life. That ain't going to work. That ain't going to work. Them days is completely over with. I'm done with all that. From here on out, I'm a strong, bold, proficient, and all the rest winner. That just has to be said. With bragging and all the rest. Sign on the dotted line. That ain't gonna. That's not gonna work. People while they working their job, wherever they at, whatever corporation, it might not even be Hollywood. They should be trying to think, well, if this job get rid of me, what am I going to do next? People be getting too comfortable. And yet people that's willing to hustle, they never get comfortable. They always trying to think of something, some type of way to improve on their game, because at any time, whatever can end for them. They know that. I'm saying people that have been hustlers from birth. People that known that they come out the womb just being a natural hustler. They might not even be making money off of anything that they hustling. It could be drawing something, whatever, any type of thing. Getting online, whatever. Some people get online, they in fact sell shoes. Some young guy that I was talking to, when it comes to, people sell Jordans, shoes, and all the other stuff, selling shoes across the World Wide Web and all that other stuff to other individuals that want to buy those things, stuff that's whatever legit. That's not my type of game, and yet do what you do, right? But you do have individuals that get online and they hustle 24 hours a day, and yet it ain't even 24 hours a day completely. I'm saying it is, but you got to find sleep in that, and yet you do have individuals sometimes at night that they can't sleep. They just draw up a hustle. They don't just sit there wide awake. They in fact put their hands to something to do something, right? And yet not many individuals think of that. My thing is, while you're young, what else can you do outside of just working that job at McDonald's or wherever you're working at? I'm saying even 16, 17-year-old kids can learn and understand that when my niece start getting, because she's a teenager right now, but as she start getting older, I'm going to teach her even the game about that as well. Just because you have a job don't mean that you need to settle into that job. You should in fact be wanting to gain more opportunities, as in what else can you do outside of that and do it online, or possibly even more so in person. But remember, the majority of consumers are now functioning and all that online, on the internet. That's where they're sitting at. If you notice, everybody, the number one consumer all over the world is in fact on their phone all day. On their phone. To carry a phone 24 hours a day, even in sleep, some of these individuals use their phone for a pillow. It's to say you can in fact sell to those sort of people. Sell something, a product, something. You just don't walk around sitting on your ass or holding a conversation about a Kim Kardashian or Kanye West you ain't making no money from, sitting talking about them and using every lame excuse of why you can't do something. That ain't gonna work. That's a poor manship on the game as well. As in even where you might in fact die out and fade out. Even in so many wanting fame. Didn't I say that fame? You want to be famous because you see somebody else famous? Well, if you're not quick with the strategy, you might not even never get there. Because there's more up underneath that in which I ain't even telling. The strategy of even celebrities. Even Donald Trump has strategies. CNN as well has strategies. Didn't I say that? Even pertaining to Donald Trump. Fox News as well. They strategies I know and understand pertaining to that, selling them in mass media and the reason why Trump is there in the first place. As in, even I knew that was coming. Donald Trump, yes, being where he is. When I was talking to my mama, you know what? This is about to be, yes, beautiful lady, my mom, to be specific. Let me have a conversation, a word with you about this whole Donald Trump scenario that is about to take place. That is about to get interesting. I let her know even before he got there that was about to be on the way, and even that is a look on his end for his own business establishment. I'm saying, you think Donald Trump is gonna sit in the White House and not go on and on about whatever and not try to sell even his own business and bragging with it despite him pissing people off? Didn't I say I did not vote for Donald Trump? No. And yet I gotta state even that pertaining to back in relation and tie that in where white people like to sell themselves. Even some of the haters of black people. They're much more further because see, black folks, they focus too much on the hate aspect of, oh, well, white people don't like us and white people this and this and that, instead of them just taking that as a drive on their own. Like, okay, well, how can I flip that to serve myself? I gotta in fact gain a profit off of that as well. As in, white folks don't like me, but watch, y'all better watch out for this. As in, it's coming even with that. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work for me to say, well, scream and holler and cry because Donald Trump supposedly don't like black folks. No, what I would do is get on this camera and actually go on and on about Donald Trump himself. And sell him, but sell myself in the process. You got to know and understand the strategy of the game. As in being able to sell somebody else you in fact dislike. And do it well while you're doing it. And not only that, show your face while you're doing it. And brag about yourself even more in that. That's why black folks is behind, because they don't know and understand the strategy. Even Oprah Winfrey understand that strategy. Oprah Winfrey. Even she is known to, at times, most people don't know this. Even Oprah Winfrey herself is known to say have a dislike for certain individual celebrities that even sometimes they can in fact be racist or whatever, right? But she might in fact put their face out there for them to be seen, and not only that, put her picture with it so she can be seen. So yes, it might in fact show her hater, but it show more of her as well. And she in fact set herself on top of them while she's doing it. Showing herself as much more above the hater. People don't know strategy. Sometimes it helps to, in fact, air out the people that hate you, is what I'm trying to say. And show yourself and show it well while you're doing it. It helps to be an example as that, in the bragging tactic that goes with it. Because see, you're not only selling your haters. See, some people, they get too worried about that. Well, why would I want to give them power? Why would I want to show off my hater and all this and that? Because you're more than likely selling yourself. And yet their strategy, the way to make yourself look much more big and well improved than that, while you're selling your hater. As in making them look like scum of the earth and make yourself look much more bigger. Even if it was a Donald Trump figure or whoever. I'm saying I ain't got nothing against that man. I ain't got nothing against Obama, and I don't choose and pick sides with that. I said already, I stand on my own side. But these people, when it comes to celebrity, I'm telling you, if I was a celebrity, my game would be completely on tight as swole. I'm saying I would more than likely call Donald Trump out on purpose. Call him out just so he can respond back to me. And not only that, I would sell not just myself but him as well. As in how me and Donald Trump in fact hate each other, with me being a celebrity, just so both of us can get the coverage, as in me put myself up above him. Didn't I just say that? And putting him below me, and me showing off myself as I'm airing myself all around the globe and mass media to touch on a target audience of millions of billions of people. That's how you do that. Nobody ain't gonna do that. They'll be like, I don't want to give my hater no shine. Why not? Because you can in fact make money off of that. There's people, celebrities right now, that work with other celebrities that they can't stand and they matter of fact hate. And yet they work with them because they know they're going to in fact pocket that money. I'm saying they're looking at the meal. They're in fact looking at the meal quicker than they looking at that person that they hate. Because it's all about getting that check in the first place. I'm saying. Yes, celebrities are known to be devious at times. Didn't I say that some of them are willing to stab you? You got to know which ones might in fact backstab you, which ones might not. And yet to be a celebrity is to say, well, which one hates you? You're a well-known established celebrity. Which one hates you? Which one might in fact stab you in the back? You might in fact want to in fact be your own celebrity and work with a backstabber celebrity just so you can make some profit off of them. As in why they're backstabbing you as they're doing it. Let them giving you some coverage and then you respond back and offer some coverage and yet make yourself look more higher and uppity. At that, people wouldn't want to do that. They want to go cry in the corner. Oh, I can't do that. I can't withstand that. You can't withstand that. You would never make it in Hollywood or possibly any other. You know what? One person, Simon Cowell. Remember Simon Cowell? I used to love that dude off American Idol, right? The judge and the way he would talk to people. I used to love that. He basically would let people know they're losers, as in where they trip up and need to fall and fall in line with even that as an improvement of your life and your world. Because if you can't take the small talk of even that, as in when somebody telling you need to up your game in case you're forced to run a business and you need to brag with that, is to say, well, how much more further you're going to lose in that? What all is to be lost in that? You upping your game for improvement purposes. That is so, and stop using Black Wall Street as an excuse of why you can't make a come up and even running a business, because you got all type of black male figures out here that are in fact, yes, and not just in corporate, but there's many a black, yes, entrepreneurs that's black in the technology world running their own companies, and some of them even more running advertising agencies, even connected to celebrities. So I don't want to hear no more a reason of, well, Black Wall Street is the reason why I can't make a come up and how Black Wall Street was burnt down. We need to stop making excuses and quit being a loser in that. There's in fact millionaires out here and a few billionaires that many people don't even know about, as in they ain't never been seen on TV, as in they're not famous, and yet they're millionaires and billionaires, and on top of that they're in fact black. They ain't never been on nobody's TV screen, and yet they're millionaires and billionaires that are in fact black. And yet they ain't never sat nowhere on nobody's TV screen. They don't even work in media, advertising, and all that other stuff. They sell products and all other type of business stuff outside of Hollywood stuff. And yet people want to use excuses of, well, the white man in fact burned down Black Wall Street. Well, you can keep on with that excuse if you want to and be passed right by in that. I just can't get with the excuses, which could be why I'm like sound angry all the time and sound like an old bitter woman when I get to talking, because the excuses are so lame. People's excuses, they not only don't want to face themselves, they don't want to brag because they feel they're going to lose some friends. Well, possibly if you get up out that wrong circle you're standing in, you might in fact be propelled much more further, Because to have loser friends that don't want to see you have nothingness and know that anytime anything could be taken away from you, as in while they're seeing what you do, right? That's just the obvious explanation. Keep those sort of people away from you is what I'm trying to say, and up out your business. My dad used to tell me that sort of thing. Who to have and who not to have, because sometimes even family members ain't for your best interest. When you're a type of person, I'm a secretive type of person, as in I'm known to keep secrets, as in what I'm going to do for who, as in to help who, even if it's a major corporation, and me not telling other people who is blood family, not on my mom's side, because my mom's side, they can in fact be cool. I'm saying my mom's side of the family is known to keep secrets if I've asked them to. They have been known. And yet you have other side family members that can't take that sort of thing. They get jealous. They get jealous and had their little lame fuck friends. On my father's side, an individual has some lame fuck. You see my bracelet? Somebody on my dad's side has some lame fuck come on my stuff and call me out and all this other stuff. And yet I wonder where they at in life. Possibly still losers. Who knows? They more likely they will never be with a Discovery, Oprah Winfrey on no team, and none of the rest with that. Or with a Discovery go. Helps to keep losers out your circle. I said that how many times. People better pay attention to me, as in listen and learn good, just in case you do come across some good opportunity. Keep losers out your circle. They ain't worth nothing. They ain't worth a damn on top of a piece of ham, and they ain't. But yes, advertising. I like for stuff to be very bold and loud. Very bold and loud and amplified. I said that how many times? I like for stuff to stand out so that I can see it, feel it, touch it, and hear it as I'm looking at it. Not a lot of people like that sort of thing. But that type of thing, the touch of that, something bold and standing out, in fact, draws me in. I like that because that's old school marketing and advertising, right? I'm saying, even to have this light shine down on my face the way that it does, and yet I'm not close to the light, but I'm close just enough as to say that makes me look almost bold in a sense, and yet it doesn't, right? It has almost that type of shine of when you see celebrity photos, paparazzi photos, that glare, the outline appeal. And when you see paparazzi photos of celebrities and all that other stuff, I always like my stuff, even my lighting, to be bold and all that other stuff, right? But yeah, that's not gonna work. To just never want to brag and not wanting to blog, that's not gonna work out. When I talk to individuals and they said, well, you just post so much. And not only that, it's so loud, and not only that, why can't you talk about somebody else other than yourself? That ain't gonna never work. Because even a corporation, if they hire you, they might in fact hire you to blog. See what I'm saying? Some of these corporations, the longer it go with everything becoming digital and everything going online, is to say they might in fact want you to blog for them, whether it's in a newsletter, whether it's behind the scenes on a corporation website, whether it's wherever. They might in fact want you to step your foot there, as in sit down, take the time and write up a blog for them. And yet if you ain't used to doing that sort of thing, and say you're left out in the opportunity as well, because once you show off your blogging skills, you might not have the best writing skills, and yet a corporation might not even care about that, as in, well, we need you to blog this for us. Capitalize this or that. Don't worry about the grammar. We might have whoever fix the grammar. See what I'm saying? If you don't want to do that sort of thing, as I say, opportunity might in fact, yes, you got to be steadfast in even that, and not be scared to take chances with that. You never know where a corporation might in fact need you, outside of you needing to run your own business and possibly setting that business side by side with you being signed on to a corporation, just in case you lose something in the process. You want two things ran side by side, your own business and the corporation. I'm just saying, pertaining to blogging, you don't know where they might in fact need you, and the particular reason as to why. And being unafraid to do that, the blogging nature. Because see, even other opportunities could even come with that, as in them seeing you, sensing and understanding you, being guided either by them and they team to show you how to blog or whatever, or you just blogging on your own or whatever. And they might say, well, I need for you, to blog for the company website or something. You just know, you don't know. I just said that. You never even know. And yet you're going to have to sell them. So the actual bragging is going to have to come with that. As in not being undecided. Well, should I do this? Should I not do that? Should I say this or should I not say that? Because you're selling something. And even in a blog, you're selling something. That just has to stay there and stick. As in what I just said with that's not going to work. Because see, no corporation can make money and you're not being able to vocalize what needs to be said. No corporation is going to survive of any kind, not even a small business in a set. Yes, and I don't mean a mic set, but possibly so. None of that is going to survive and you're not wanting to vocalize what needs to be stated right here on the camera or over there on the camera, wherever you're at. Whatever individual is listening to me talk on this screen. If you can't vocalize enough as to say, forget the opportunities in that, as in don't seek them. Because you never know where your voice could possibly be placed. And you're being bold enough and branded enough to even speak what needs to come out your mouth and be said. All hours of the day. And not caring who looking, not caring who sees with that. Because there's all type of people that have wandering eyes, and I don't mean an all-seeing eye, or all-seeing eye, but possibly that so as well. As in there's wandering eyes that fly all around us. You never know who might need you for what and why. Even celebrities type of stuff. If that's choose to be your game and your lane, you don't know. That's why I just speak forward. I drive slow on that, homie. As in drive forward, and whatever flies out my mouth just should be. Because see, even some of these celebrities out here can get reckless in the mouth. Some of them, in fact, live down in Atlanta, Georgia. Down there by where my aunt stay at. She live in Georgia and all the rest, right? Some of these celebrities don't practice the game of they might be with corporate, they might not. Celebrities have been known to run and open their own independent business and independent labels, Master P being one of them, right? And so you just don't know who might in fact need you in the lane of your own business setup shop, despite you being tied with a major corporation, whether mass media or anything, and then somebody else needing you in the form and field of celebrityhood. You don't know. And that's why I take the chance to stay reckless, because I don't stay reckless, as in I don't know what at any time what celebrity might in fact need me, despite me not needing and always trying to surround myself in the party lane, in the party zone, and just wanting to sit around congregating and partying and all that. That's not my thing. I allow everybody to do what they do, but pertaining to the work aspect of what needs to be done, handled, and reason why, I just stick to my lane in that. And try to show people how stuff in fact need to be done. So yes, my face has to always be, even in a chill session like I'm chilling now, this chill session is kind of rough around the neck, as in rough around the edges at how my voice come out, vocal like that, right? And yet that needs to be there in the recognition as well, because you never know, even with me, outside of own network, outside of discovery, whatever, who I'm going to run into, and I'm going to be forced to show even my blogging videos. These videos are blogging videos, just enough for them to even pay attention to me, how I talk and how I look, and where they might want me, as in to see fit, even without me fitting in, as in where they might need me to help. And even they struggle, because even celebrities fall in life. Celebrities, just because you're high on a high stature, just because you're high stature, caliber, and all the rest is to say, that's to say, or that's to not say, or that maybe that is to say, that's to say that doesn't mean that you're not willing to fall. Celebrities, I'm saying. So to allow any one of them is to sit and watch me in case I need to help them back up with that sort of thing. Help them back up. Or some people wouldn't even do that. I'm a helping individual, right? But when it comes to celebrity type of stuff with me, I can't really sit unless it's TV shows pertaining to discovery. I can't really sit back watching those type of people. That ain't gonna work for me. I'd rather just be in on my creation process and bragging with the flow of even that, selling on my end what needs to be done, right? But just in case somebody does need me down south in Georgia for something, and they're a celebrity, so say they're a well-known celebrity and say they have taken a fall or something, and they need me as a go-to person to help them in the leverage of helping to build stuff back up. I'm like one of those go-to type of people, because I understand marketing, branding, and all the rest pertaining to major corporations and even business, what you need to do to sell yourself. Celebrities have been known to fall all the time. They have. You got drugged out celebrities. You got all type of stuff where people are constantly falling from something. Get on a contract with a label and then get kicked off. Team up with this whoever and then that's done. And yet not every celebrity that goes and get a contract or goes get with corporate or goes get with a record label, not every one of them knows what they're doing after it's done. They're just there. And then once the opportunity is over, they don't know where else to look, as in what to do, where to go, or nothing. Not even knowing how to set up shop, as in to own and operate their own business, which is where I would come in with that. Come in. Helping to market and advertise and sell even your business and producting and all the rest. And having me keep my mouth closed pertaining to me calling people a loser, that type of thing, you in fact mute down and just focus on selling the product or whoever you trying to help sell, celebrity and all that. I know how to do that as well, as in keeping quiet and keeping close with that, to not mess up sales if it was a celebrity with that interviewing process and all that, the rest with that goes with it. Highlight and all that other stuff. Highlight. Making products bigger, brighter, and bolder. Insane. Because I don't never, the longer I go, I don't never know who might need me for what and why. Right? Which is too why I make videos. And when I was asked about the logo and all that other stuff, Discovery in fact makes money off my videos. Whoever's asking, I'm not pocketing anything off my videos. Didn't I say that? It's in fact been set up for them to even make money off the videos. Notice there's no advertising or anything like that, but they in fact have it where the monetization from my end to theirs. Hello. If you don't know about that, you might in fact want to ask me on it with that. I'm just saying the proper way to do stuff, even in decisions. I know all of that's so odd. It's like almost like when I see who's the man, Warren Buffett. When I see Warren Buffett, on the news or in the news, it's like, I don't know, I don't do no Wall Street or anything like that, or no Omaha, Nebraska. That's what he's into and all that, selling product. Warren Buffett, you might in fact want to look him up or whatnot. Let me see if I got him right on my hard drive. Hold on. Warren Buffett. That's him right there. For some odd no reason, when I take a look at myself, not in skin tone, but in brain and intellect, I always feel like I'm supposed to be sitting and surrounding one of these type of people. Because we think alike is what I'm trying to say. Race at all has nothing to do with it. You can hold a mindset of somebody that doesn't hold the same skin tone as you. You just think like them, pertaining to what needs to be done. I don't know. Every time I see him, I always be like thinking like, man, me and this man got much in common pertaining to a business level, and not just him. There's other individuals as well. But so I'm chilling back today. I'm 59 minutes in. I'm actually 59 minutes in and 20 seconds. Chillin. Warren Buffett. Berkshire Hathaway. He sells homes. Omaha, Nebraska out there is where I think he lives at, right? It's actually out there where he lives, Omaha, Nebraska, I think. I keep trying to remember if he lives out there, but he sells homes, RVs, all type of stuff, right? But yeah, it just, I don't know. I tend to get my inspiration from business people. Their drive, and it's not like some people might sense and fear, well, some people might sense and believe, well, the reason why you in fact look at business people could be a fear that you might lose something. Well, maybe because, see, to live in America is to say you don't really know. Yeah, you don't really know what could be lost. You don't really know when you're going to have to do this or that on your own. You don't really know anything of what, right? So to me, it's just best to just stand and do your own thing or whatnot. This photo, how many times have I showed that picture off of me? Sitting looking like that. I should make a part 2 on this video that I'm sitting on. I look so mean in that photo. I should in fact should I make a part 2 of a chill session, because I just be wanting to chill. But at the same time, I can't chill without throwing a lesson in. That ain't gonna work either, because life is all about lessons, and for those that don't want to learn, is to turn the channel on. Even that is, and be gone. Because those type of people are in fact gonna be the one to first call you when they need some help or some help or some lookout from me on my end to theirs, as in, why I need help on this. Well, if you should have sat and listened, you would have been able to figure even that out, right? But if they don't want to sit and pay attention, it's for me to say, oh, well, bye with that. But yeah, images, the business aspect, you wanting to run and operate your own business, that's only right. You shouldn't want to just be like, well, I'm just gonna be, chilled back fully all the way, cause ain't nothing gonna happen. You don't ever even know what could happen. Nobody knows tomorrow ain't promised for even that, right? Nobody really knows anything of what's promised, what ain't promised, or whatever, right? So in me saying that is to say, well, what are you going to do? Is there any preparation for anything with that? Have you thought of anything creatively? Have you tried to up your skills? I ask people about their free time when they're chilling and they want to talk. I'll be asking them, well, what are you doing? What do you do? What have you done this past year? What has been going on in your life? Because to say you're not willing to put in too much effort or whatever, in place of just say whatever, chilling back, is to say you ain't gonna get too far in that. Oprah Winfrey having to start her own business and her own company and all that other stuff, proprietary, and I'm so country, I ain't even say that right. I'm saying what I just said, the way my country, I be sounding so country on this camera. I'm saying when I go to playback on the playback, that is off the hook. With even her starting her own, yes, with media, that type of thing you in fact want to do. Hell, Bill Cosby did that as well. Starting a studio and all the rest, that you in fact want to take chances as in do. Because if not, I don't know. I just leave it alone. I do. The individuals, I'm saying, because that's not gonna work. That ain't gonna work. Sitting around not doing nothing. And at any time we might in fact get struck by a hurricane on the loose. I'm saying it helps. Basically all I'm trying to say is it helps to depend on yourself some time of the day. It does. Let me look through something right quick. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's not going to work, because gotta always have something to go along with. Even with my chill back session, I gotta have something else to go along. I just can't be being. That's not gonna go right. I think that's all to be said for this. But yeah, people, they do need to brag a lot more. Brag. Oprah Winfrey does it all day. Didn't I say that? Bragging. Search anywhere pertaining to media, anything, and Oprah Winfrey, and how much it's always some brag about her. Which could be why more than likely she's much more further than the majority in society. See what I'm saying? Bill Gates as well. His bragging is just a little bit more toned down and possibly zoned out. Who knows, right? But an Oprah Winfrey bragging piece, that just has to be as in how she does it. As in when people say, well, why is Oprah so much more further in life than everybody else? Something just so different about her. Maybe she's able to pick up a book and possibly read, but more than anything, she's able to use her mouth as in what she's going to say. But on top of that, more than anything, is the thinking skills of where you need to brag and why. And not just be sitting there all the time, all laid back, thinking nothing about, well, success will come to me. Well, you can keep thinking that. It may or may not. Who knows? Because in order to keep the success up and going, is to say you need something else to go with it, such as when the sales and all the rest start to fade out. You need something else to run with that. Possibly some bragging skills. Because if not, it's to not wake up the public enough to see or hear you. See or hear you. If you don't wake them up, is to say all that is going to die out on your end. That's just that. I got multiple YouTube accounts, let me tell you. Multiple Facebook accounts as well as Twitter and Instagram. I know how to wake some people up. Didn't I say that? As well as get rid of them. As in to go dry when you want to get rid of somebody, and yet to get stuff amped up and draw them to you is in fact get real loud in the motion. So, yeah. I think that's all to be said about that. This is a bragging report and a blog pertaining to even that. I'm going to start another one. Start another video to blog is to solve. And yet this video was in fact about no solving at all. It was just me I'm thinking maybe it was about solving, because to tell people what they need to fix pertaining to even bragging is to say you might in fact have solved on that. Well, it will be solved and resolved if the people get with the program of what they need to do. Bragging strategy and having it. That ain't gonna work. I don't like stuff. I might in fact come dry. Didn't I say that when I talk real dry, it's for me to get rid of losers? Yes, I'm repeating again and I should, right? I might in fact talk dry and all that other stuff, and possibly carry myself dry and all that other stuff. But when I get to seeing stuff that involve other people, I don't like for it to be dry. I just don't. I don't like it for it to be all happy and all this. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for a bold characterization, as in what is going on. What is that in fact you're selling? As in how does it stand out to me? Is it bold in color? Is it flashy? Does it tell me that I need to see? I like stuff like that. When I'm looking at something and somebody trying to sell me something, I like for me to be told myself what I need to see, despite me not liking to be told what I need to do, right? But when I'm saying by average individuals, I don't like people to average everyday people that's not selling anything. I don't like them to tell me what I need to do, because remember, they're not selling anything, and many more of them people are not about anything. And yet when it comes to a corporation and a package and mass media and marketing and all that other stuff, marketing, I like for me to be told what I need to watch, what I need to see, what I need to watch. Why should I do this? Why should I do that? Because that gives me the impression of not only are they trying to sell me, show me something, and be impressionable in that, but it also allows me, the viewer myself, to make up my mind and decision if I want to watch. But depending on how good something is, amplified in it being there, yes, amplified in it being there and them showing me, is to say I might in fact make the decision to actually come to whatever you're trying to sell to me. Does that make sense? I don't really like companies or anything that somebody's trying to sell for me to see it, and then it's low in volume. Low in volume. To read a text and for things to not be, say, somewhat wildfire as set ablaze as in loud, as to say I might in fact just ignore it. Ignore it. Because it gives me no reason or nothing to even really pay attention to it. I like things loud. Because it almost points to ammunition, as in when you're loading it. Possibly cocking a gun and all the rest. I don't know. Ask Lieutenant Joe Kenda. Who knows? Right? But yeah, it just, that's unsettling for me to see and watch something and it has no volume. As it's low and extreme in volume, that ain't gonna work for me. That don't work for me. Because see, commercials, I stated that before. Commercials have to be loud, as in screaming loud, as in to get you to, yes, draw you in or something. I like stuff like that. I really don't like my atmosphere to be loud and blasting and cranked up all day. I don't like my atmosphere like that 24 hours. But if I'm seeing that you're trying to sell me something, I need that. I need that. I need that to something to be drawing me in. I need nothing to be all low. Like what's the word for it? I don't know. If it was some commercial or some kind of something and they trying to sell me something, I need that. Yeah, the leverage of the vocalization to be loud, all that, possibly the bass to go with it, everything, sound effects, who knows. That all has to be there, because to point and call me out is to say Discovery newsletter is right here in case you want to join up that newsletter. That's right there. All the brands pertaining to what Discovery sells. Velocity, I spoke about that. Discovery Life, that as well. American Heroes, yes. Destination America, Science Channel, TLC, Animal Planet, Discovery. Because to have something real loud when you're selling it is to in fact heighten yes, you in fact heighten senses as you're doing that. The awareness, opening people up. That's why you make stuff loud to begin with, selling stuff, whether it's selling your own business or selling something with a mass media marketing team such as Discovery and all the rest. Or even just selling your own business. You want to do that because it heightens people's senses. Yes. Yes, it does. And for many more people, depending on what you're selling, it can in fact dumb them down if they can't think for themselves, right? But yeah, I don't really like stale content. I really don't like that, despite me sometimes creating it myself. Stale content where sometimes I'm known to talk flat. When I said that I'm known to talk flat, I know losers are going to walk away very quickly and possibly shunned with it. To talk real low, monotone, and stale is to know they're going to run up out the atmosphere, and they should. Because I'm not one to babysit no whining ass babies after you done became friends with them. That's not going to work. On my end, I noticed that, when I become friends with people before I do, they'll say, well, why you always want to brag all the time about this and this and that? Because you need to sell for business purposes. And then we become friends, and now they whining ass want you to be babysitting them. That ain't gonna work. So to get rid of all that out the atmosphere is to go monotone as much as I can and make the content somewhat almost stale as I'm doing it, right? I've even heard people say that about Discovery. Well, Discovery's content is real boring and it's dry and it's stale and all this other stuff. Maybe that could be why they do that, to get rid of losers. Some people don't like their life atmosphere filled with losers. They like people that can deal and delve with real life and yet not be surrounded with all that fake and fickle. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. So yes, recommended for you. Evil lives here. You can click any one of these and it will tell you the description. Homicide Hunter, Joe Kenda, American Monster. All these have descriptions for you. The Perfect Murder, We got Someone You Thought You Knew, Murder Comes to Town. All these have, yes, they do. Unlocked Episodes, Deadline, Crying with Tamron Hall. You can read the description about that as well. Yes, the show's on last night. Got a little lock and key right there. You might in fact have to sign on for that, right? Lies and Alibis, Reasonable Doubt, Broken Trust, Dark Waters, Murder in the Deep. Oops, I'm trying to, hold on. I didn't want to show you that because you will more than likely have to sign in for that, right? Didn't I just click that? You would in fact have to sign on with your provider. See that? Me, I'm just showcasing. Basic instinct, basic showcasing. Continue watching. I clicked that already. Let me go back down right quick where I was at. It's good to finish what you started. Deadliest Catch. It's all type of, yes, all type of everything for you. Red Lobster. Man, I ain't been there in years. Red Lobster. Last time I've been to Red Lobster was like 2013. Oh, the crime feed. Yes, the crime feed. When you click that, it's going to in fact take you to Discovery's crime feed. Unlocked Episodes. I clicked that already. Sugartown. It has to do with racial division and all the rest. Fatal Vows. You can read the description on that. Try not to give everything away. But yeah, Red Lobster. The last time I had been there was 2013. That's in fact a truth. Tonight's episode early. You might in fact want to start streaming on that, as in click it and go. Didn't I mention Discovery Go, the app as well? ID Go and all the rest. There's all type of apps for, yes, the shows and all the rest. Not just for investigation discovery, no, just Discovery platform as a whole. There's an app, in fact, apps for, yes, shows you love to pick and select and all that other stuff and go through and find out more on. So I think that's to be said for now. I'm going to in fact start the next video. I am. I'll be back on even that. No slack involved.